Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Natasha Bray. I'm a success mastery coach for women entrepreneurs who want to unlock their ultimate up level. And I'm here with the amazing Katy today. And Katy is a cake designer and she's got another string to her bow. She's also a business coach. I'm just going to hand you over to Katy now. Katy is part of my Ultimate Uplevel Academy. She's actually coming to the end of her journey now, and the results have been absolutely incredible. But first of all, Katy, can you tell everyone a little bit more about you and what you do?
Hello, everybody. So I nearly 8 years ago, I left my job at a marketing agency in the West End to start my own business as a cake designer, which I've been doing reasonably successfully, hiding behind the cakes, which we'll talk about that more later. And then as I was meeting people through my journey, I was kind of naturally helping them. So I started coaching people about 2.5 years ago, and then it was always a long-term plan, but I never really did anything with it. And then obviously things all changed at the beginning of this year, and the wedding industry kind of changed, and I realized that I needed to do the coaching kind of full time. But after hearing you in a group that I was in, I realized that actually I was blocking myself and I was in my own way, and I wasn't prepared to put myself in front of my business, which you have to do. It's a very different business. With the cakes, they are buying the cake. I could hide behind a picture of a pretty cake for 7 years, but with the coaching, it's much more personal. I'm the person they're speaking to, so I knew what I had to do, but I just wasn't doing it. And then when I saw you, I knew that that's what I needed to move forward. So yeah.
I think well, I resonate with that. My first business was a health food business, and I very much hid behind all the pretty photos of food, that I'd post online. You might have my hand in one of the photos or something about it. And I think a lot of other women will resonate with that as well. We do try to hide behind a brand rather than be our brand essentially. I think a lot of women who struggle with visibility have that same thing. So thank you for sharing that with us. So you mentioned that you saw my work in another group, and that's what led you to join in the Ultimate Uplevel Academy. What was it that attracted you about it? What was the thing that made you think, oh, I need this, I need to do this?
So like I said, I know I kind of been trying to understand why I do things anyway, and I kind of had already done another course that I had hoped would kind of push me to do the things that I needed to do, because ironically, obviously as a business coach, I'm teaching my clients to do all these things, and they're having great success, and I'm not doing anything myself, and I know this. So I'm trying to find this thing. I booked myself onto this course, and I still wasn't doing it. I learned all the things, and then when I was listening to your presentation, you had this list of like, do you? And I kind of answered every single one. Yes, like that. That is exactly me. And kind of one of them was, are you learning all the things? Keep trying to learn the things, keep trying to do these courses, but you're not doing the things. And I just, obviously the first one that I did was about intuition. I did have a connection to my intuition a little bit before, because sometimes I do just know. And it was kind of like I just knew. I read it and I knew that that was the thing that was stopping me. I identified with everything you'd said, and I knew that I needed to be visible, and there was a block. And reading what you'd said, I was pretty convinced that if I worked through it and I did what you said, I would be able to get rid of the block. So that's when I joined.
What happened then? How
So pretty much, so we were split up into little pods as this part of this course, and we were all supposed to start a Facebook group and to start going live and be visible. I was the last person in my group to do it. I just wasn't doing it. But pretty much straight away, as soon as I started the course, I started the Facebook group. I now have 171 people in there. I go live in there, like, some, depending on how much I've got to say, some weeks I've been live in there like 3-4 times a week. I've ended up, then people have asked me to go into their groups and give the same kind of speeches and presentations and talks. So I've been doing lots of lives with other people in my own group. I've even started wearing red lipstick. I did this especially for today, just to kind of, because, you know, in the past I put it on and then I think, oh no, like that's a bit too much, isn't it? I'll take that off. But I really am now comfortable with being visible.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, you know, going back to this other course, it's not that the course wasn't good.
No,
It was,
the course was perfect. There was everything. I knew everything. It taught me everything. It told me everything. I knew exactly what to do.
the block was in you.
The block was in here. And so, and that's what you were saying when I was listening to you. And I was like, yes, like this course has taught me every single thing I need to do. Why am I not doing it? Like, why am I not doing it?
I bet there's loads of people watching us thinking, oh my God, that sounds like me. That is the Imposter Success Saboteur.
It is indeed.
Which was the first one that you healed, of course. And then we went to 30. And I really like that quite quickly helped you be visible in a way that had just not so hard to you before.
I think obviously the imposter one, because I know you say there's kind of like there's an up level, there's a transition, there's a kind of reason why it shows up. And I think because I was transitioning from being a cake maker to a coach, even though I knew that I had all the things, I just in my head was like, oh, I can't do it because, you know, nobody's going to take me seriously, or all those things that you say in your head. And then when you're working through the course, the way that you do it, like, I'm actually a very logical person, but obviously with your courses, there's a much deeper, there's the subconscious, there's the unconscious, all of the work. But to me, it still makes sense. So for someone who is very logical like me and likes to know why, I still really understood it and I was comfortable with doing all of it. And I really liked it. And so actually I didn't book the academy, I booked the one course. And then as soon as I kind of looked at it and thought, okay, if this is going to have made this much of a difference to me, just doing the one, I need to do the others. So I knew that the outcast was something that I had a big issue with, and the overgiver, but the hustler, when I didn't identify with that as much when I was reading through it, but I thought, well, I'll do the whole thing and see. But then when we obviously got to it, I discovered I was wrong. and there was the self-worth part of it, which was the not doing things for yourself, not keeping commitments to yourself, like always doing everything for other people, maybe not doing things for yourself. So actually when it came to it, I did need to do some work on that as well.
Yeah. And we've had lots of people say that, actually. So the 4 archetypes that you're talking about there that we work on throughout the whole academy experience: the imposter success saboteur, the outcast success saboteur, the hustler success saboteur, and the overgiver success saboteur. And you started with just the imposter one, which was intuition and innovation, and experienced the power of it and was like, yes, count me in.
Count me in for the rest.
Say, oh, I don't think that archetype resonates with me, but everybody has all 4 in them. So everybody experiences shifts in every different part of the academy, all 4 parts of it. So one of the things that we talk about and promote as a result of the academy is, the financial shifts. So can you tell us a little bit more about how doing this inner work started to result in financial shifts in terms of income or price changes in your business?
Okay, yeah. So when I first started the coaching, like I said, I have been doing it for a few years, but it wasn't doing it properly or systematically. And I was very much in my head with the imposter syndrome. Oh well, I'll just kind of charge to cover my time. And very much through doing this course, I completely changed my pricing system. Some of my basic kind of charges have doubled. Some of them, what I've done as well is I've learned to, or had the confidence to not just charge for the hour, and I'm charging for the value and what people are actually getting as more of a product. And some of that has kind of tripled. Obviously the wedding industry has been on hold pretty much for most of last year, so I have managed to I haven't replaced my cake making business. I've had that for 8 years. I've not actually managed to completely replace it, but I've managed to consistently bring in the money through what is a relatively new business, just because I've had the confidence to go out there. And then even just the other day, a client who I've worked with for quite a long time previously, she's come back to me. She's had some changes in her life and her business. She needs some more help. And I straight away, I was quite confident, and I went back to her and I said, I'd love to work with you again. We'll get you all sorted out, don't worry. But just to let you know, my pricing structure has changed. You used to be able to just book 1 hour here and there. Now you have to book in blocks, and the price has obviously increased. And so I explained that to her, and she actually, her answer was, that's fine, like I respect that, which was like really nice to hear. So I've even managed to go back and tell someone else that they've got to pay more, just because I wasn't, what I was charging wasn't, indicative of the value that, they get from working with me.
And lots of people do undercharge. I remember the days where that was most definitely me. Undercharging and overgiving was one of my biggest things that I dealt with on my journey too. Yeah. And amazing to hear that those shifts, the internal shifts that you've had with the academy, helped you to like double or triple some of your prices and replace a significant chunk of your previous business income in the middle of a pandemic, which is amazing. And in quite a short space of time, this is within, you're coming to the end of 6 months.
Yeah, so coming to the end of the 6 months. So yeah, it has made a big difference. And also my closest friends have kind of like, they've noticed the difference. And they're like, wow, this has made a big difference to you. So yes, it has.
What changes you felt within yourself? So we've talked about some of the business results, but how have you changed in how you feel about you?
So I mean, there's external things like wearing red lipstick or those kind of little things, but actually they're quite a big thing, because when you're kind of getting dressed and you're putting things on and then you have to take it off because you think, oh gosh, no, everyone's going to be looking at me. That's not a good thing, is it? So even little things like that I'm happy with. I'm much more comfortable saying no to people. I with the self-worth thing, I realized that I kind of not, I mean, my house is pretty tidy. I'm not saying it's not tidy, but there would be this thing where if someone's coming round, I would kind of buy some flowers and kind of just make it look even lovelier. It's like, well, actually I should do that for myself, because I'm here all the time. Like, why am I doing it for someone else so it's nice when they come round? Like, do it for yourself, because I live here, it's my house. So it's that kind of thing. It's all the little bits that you just don't realize, I think, you're doing. And yeah, it's given me a lot more confidence to say no. And so obviously the module that we're just coming to the end of is all about the boundaries and the overgiving. So that very much, so even though this is a business course, like to help with your business, a lot of the shifts have been personal, like outcast. I moved schools when I was younger. I went from a private all-girls school to a mixed school. It didn't really go well. And So I very much had that outcast, I think, not wanting to be in groups of people and that on a personal level. And actually that's really helped me with my personal life as well as the business life. I'm kind of, yeah, I'm not constantly thinking people are laughing at me and all looking at me. So that's good.
Strange, isn't it? So if I was to say to you then, if you were to pick one of the biggest shifts that you've had, what would it be? Hard question, I know.
That is a hard question, but I would say the first one, because I think the first one is where you kind of, I suppose, you realize the biggest difference. So,
in you?
the biggest shift in me?
You have to pick one.
Being visible.
Invisible.
Being visible. So not worrying.
Yeah.
About, you know, going live, people seeing me, people looking at me, being me, and I'm worrying that people aren't going to like me. And, you know, my teeth are a bit wonky. So, you know, that, like, you can't even see, right? So just...
I've got a little thing.
Stop it. Yeah, so being visible, I think would be, because that has helped me to then get the message out there, to then do all the other things like increasing the prices and having the confidence as a follower. But if you're not visible and you can't go out there, then you're not going to have anyone to increase your prices for.
Yeah, exactly. And what do you think, you know, I know you've done other courses before, but what do you think was different about the Academy that we finally created that shift in you that you'd been looking for a long time?
So I think, like, as you say, it's the inner work, it's more about me. Whereas, you know, you do still need to learn all the things. You still do need to know how to do a lot of these things. I would still need the other courses to know what to do, but it's the block, when you yourself are the block and you're getting in your own way and you're not taking action. And it's not because you're not taking action because you don't know what to do, it's because you're scared. So I think that one of the biggest shifts now is I know why I'm not doing so. I can truly see, am I not doing something because I genuinely think that's a bad idea and I don't actually want to do it, rather than making excuses and kind of actually I'm not doing something from a place of fear. So I think that's something that I really like. I know now, and this course has all been about me being able to figure that out for myself, and I know now why I'm not doing something, and I can believe that if I don't want to do it, it's genuinely because I don't think it's a good idea.
That awareness then.
Yeah, that awareness of so I think it's different because it's all about inside that thing that's in there that you don't even really realize is in there. I think that because when you're asking the questions and you were going through everything, there is things that's been in there and ingrained in the way that you think, in the way that you behave, and you don't even realize. So it's kind of getting that out and changing it so that you're not sabotaging yourself, which is why you call it the Success Saboteurs. But it really is just that simple. You're sabotaging yourself, and it's because it's in there and you need to work through it.
Thank you for sharing that. I think lots of people will resonate with that. And it affects people whatever level of business they're at. So you obviously in a transition period, but it can be transitioning from one level in your business to another level as well. These saboteurs, they come up quite strongly at any up level, essentially. Yeah. And what might you say to someone who's thinking of joining, who's on the fence?
Who's on the fence? So I would say, you know, if you're reading through the list of things which they're obviously going to do from your, you know, the things that they found you they're reading through, if you identify with them and you're honest with, you need to be honest with yourself. If you're honest with yourself, like, just do it. Don't think about it, because I would say do it. If you resonate and you know that is you, whether you want to admit it, just it really works. You have to put in the work, you have to put in the time. So obviously, you know, it is a course that you have to do the work, but if you do the work, then it works. I would say. So yeah, if you resonate with it, do it.
Fabulous. And for anyone who wants to find out more about you, where can they find you?
Okay, so obviously at the moment I have my Facebook group. So my cake business is Katy KNEW. So on Instagram I'm like Wedding Cakes by KB. But my focus at the moment is on the coaching. I have a Facebook group called The Missing Piece, because my aim is obviously to try and help people to find what is their kind of little missing piece in their business and pop it together. So yeah, so it's Piece of Cake Coaching, and my Facebook group is The Missing Piece.
Love it. Fab. And I love how it's integrated. So.
It's all together. So because of the cake, it's like Piece of Cake Coaching, but I want to make your life a piece of cake. I want to make your life easier. That's what I want to do. I want to help you, make you easier. And then yeah, the missing piece. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience and your transformation. Okay.
Hopefully it will help someone else who's kind of thinking about it.
Yes, it definitely will. It really helps people to see like what it's like from the horse's mouth, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So head on over to Katy's Facebook group if you want to find out more about her and what she does. And if anyone's interested in the Ultimate Uplevel Academy, we are enrolling right now. And we're actually beginning where Katy began, in intuition and innovation. So you have until the 27th of March to join us if you want to join us for this round. So just drop me an inbox and I will send you all the details for that. Okay, bye for now.